Life is sometimes strange.
It's been like 10 years or more. My grandma and another couple was the last ones.
How you feeling? You psyched up?
I just put my feet in and they went numb. If you're new here, we're Cheska and Ben. With our little pup River, we're travelling all the way to Turkey in our sprinter van, Sophia. Join us this week as we explore a hidden corner of Greece, full of local food, beautiful local people and a prehistoric wonderland. Subscribe and join us for the ride.
Feel your heart with a sound.
Welcome to the mountains of northern Greece. We've found ourselves in the Zagori region, where 44 remote and traditional villages cling to the rocks. In particular, we're in Vradeto, the highest and most remote of these Zagori villages. We've come here to climb the Vradeto Steps, over 1,000 steps carved into the cliff face that until the 1970s was the only access into and out of the village. You can still walk them now as they wind down the mountainside to the valley below.
Absolutely amazing. Look at the first bit doesn't do this bit justice, if that makes sense.
It gets steeper, doesn't it?
Yeah, so the first bit coming out of the village is just sort of a normal path down, and then all of a sudden you come into this fantastic like staircase which loops around like snakes like back and forth, and we'll show you over the I'll show you over because I don't think Chess wants to go too close. I'll show you what it looks like from up here and what you can see down there. It's fantastic. But let's take you over. In fact, let me put this over my neck. There you go, you can see it snakes all the way down, then all the way up here.
I was going to say, how do they build a village that remote anyway? Surely the steps would come first.
What came first, the village or steps?
Yeah, what came first? Because surely you'd need
Well,
steps
village.
to reach and get all the building materials up to the village, or maybe it was like a shepherd's village and they were already in the mountains.
That's true, or someone just wanted to get away from everyone and now he's like, for fuck's sake, they've built steps.
That would be me. I've got to say, I don't think walking up these steps would have been quite as strenuous as I thought. Even though it is quite cut into the mountainside, it's still quite like gradually sloping up. It's not kind of vertical like this like I thought it might be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just can't get over how beautiful these steps are. Now we've reached kind of near the bottom, they're just really like winding down.
Oh, well, we didn't even realise we'd made it to the end of the steps. The last bit is a path down onto the bridge which takes you back up onto the main road, so...
Steps completed.
Steps completed. It's 180 and back up.
Do we have any poo experts who can identify this bright purple poo? Let me know. So after hiking the steps this morning, there is a taverna in town where we are going to go and have some lunch and get some much needed refreshment. Okay, so we've come into a taverna in town. Really local here, really chilled. We had to go inside and choose what we wanted. There was like all the dishes like laid out and kind of in big pots and stuff. I've got this feta and spinach pie. They brought out some chickpeas, we've got some bread. It looks very traditional and looks really delicious.
That's really good, I really like that. Oh no.
This pie is so good. It's like tangy, but like really rich and... How would you describe it? Just really
it's just really nice.
And then we've got this huge Greek salad here, with a massive block of feta on top. Everything is so fresh. Okay, so a guy came over to us. He's a local here and he lived in England years ago. We were just having a little chat and then he said, have you tried this drink? We said no, and he sent us over a little bottle of it. Now, it's definitely not ouzo, but we don't know what it is. It's definitely alcoholic though.
Cheers.
I think he meant to sip it. Ben just shotted him back.
You'll understand when you taste it why you can't just sip it.
So we've come to a little coffee shop now. We've left the Taverna. We've sat in this beautiful garden, having a Greek coffee. Ben's had a herbal lemonade, and River is the star of the show. Everybody wants to fuss River. She is loving it. I know. Okay, so we've moved into this beautiful little inner courtyard because the wind's getting pretty hectic. And a guy just walked past and recommended we try the orange cake from here. He said it's absolutely amazing. So she had a slice left.
You won't like that.
I won't like it. I don't know if you can just see how like moist that cake is.
This actually, I've just realised, I've been looking at the roof of this and I was thinking, oh, there's a lot of fake grapes, but they're not, they're real grapes.
Oh no, do not say it.
Heard on the grapevine.
Oh, shut up. I'm inside this coffee shop and it is the most beautiful, cosy little space. The woman who owns it is so friendly. This is Kostadina, who runs this beautiful coffee shop. This is the highest village in the Zagori.
Yes, it is the highest village in the Zagori region. And the altitude is about 1,350 meters.
Yeah.
So they didn't have a car road until the 75, 76.
Wow.
The only way here there was this the Vradeto Steps.
Yeah.
It's a very beautiful path, cobblestone I think it's called. It's very picturesque and very nice to do it, to do the hike, and it was the only way until then.
Yeah, that's
and
amazing.
People were just going to school, to the other villages through that.
Really?
And they did it like 3 times a day. Sometimes.
Wow. Your grandma and granddad, did they live here?
Yes, and they owned one of the oldest traditional taverns in Greece. They've told us. Someone that has done research. It's in the square, and it's still in my family.
Really?
Yes,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you're saying that now no one lives here full time anymore?
No, it's been like 10 years or more. My grandma and another couple was the last ones.
Really?
Yeah. I'm between here and the city of Fiorina, but I think me and my parents are the ones who come the most.
Yeah.
And I think between here and the city I'm mostly here, but not only here.
Yeah. So do you still stay here then for like summer maybe, or?
May to early November, like full time, and then weekends and holidays.
Yeah. Do you get snow here in the winter?
We get a lot of snow.
Oh. Do people have to do those steps in the snow?
So the steps, they don't hold on much of snow. It's built in a very sophisticated way.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know, it's very windy there. I don't know.
It was never a problem.
Yeah, I mean, it can snow, but it's not full of snow. Yeah.
That's really interesting. Yeah, because you look at those steps and you think, wow, if it was snow covered, that would be quite intense.
Yeah.
So how many people are in the village then now? So your family. Is that who we had dinner with?
Did you eat?
We ate down.
Oh yeah. That's my parents.
Is it? Under the big cover. Yeah.
There are maybe 8 houses open right now, which is kind of a lot for this village.
Wow. Yeah. So do you know how many people used to live here then around your grandma's time?
300.
And they've all gone?
Yeah.
Wow. So this shop used to be the village school, is that right?
It used to be the primary school, and this was the classroom for all the kids, all ages, minus the toilet now. And when my father was a student, there were about 50 children here.
Wow.
Yeah. And now it's a coffee shop.
And now it's a coffee shop and a shop, and with the best orange cake.
Oh yeah.
Brilliant, thank you so much.
Visit Mountains of Greece, guys.
So yeah, we've been in northern Greece now for about a week, and this is such an underrated part of the country. So I put on Instagram some pictures of the Vikos Gorge, and so many people were saying, I had no idea that Greece had mountains like that, and it's really such a stunning part of the country, so I couldn't recommend coming here enough. And if you do, come to Vradeto and come to Kostadina's coffee shop. Is it Scala?
It's Scala to Vradeto. Or Scala Vradeto.
Scala Vradeto is the name of the shop to come to. Kostadina's just given us 2 bottles of ouzo. Thank you very much. We're definitely not driving back tonight. Thank you so much for that. Bye. It was so nice of Kostadina to show us around her place. Such a fascinating history to this old village. Like I said, until the 70s it had no road access, and I didn't even realise all the kids went to school down those steps we were on this morning, which is just crazy. But yeah, if you're ever in this area, Scala Vradeto, which is her shop, beautiful jewellery, which I bought, and amazing orange cake, amazing coffee. Just the perfect place to have a refreshment after you've been on a walk. So yeah, thank you very much for that, Kostadina. I'm about to find Ben. He came back to the van because he was getting cold.
Go.
Hello, River. Hello. Hello. Look at it.
Tired?
I'm so tired.
Well, we did a big walk.
And people had such a massive lunch.
That's why we need to go for another walk to walk it off.
And now Ben wants to go for another walk. But in all fairness, it's to a viewpoint called the Beloi Viewpoint, and it's probably one of the most spectacular viewpoints that we could go to. So we need to go. I'm just really tired.
Somebody's ready to go. Okay, come on then. Let's go. Walking.
Oh, scary. This is the Vikos Gorge, one of the deepest gorges in the world and home to wolves, bears, lynx and wildcats. The forest here is so unspoiled it's considered virgin, home to rare and protected medicinal plants. The Beloi Viewpoint is a natural balcony that gives you a bird's eye view of this prehistoric landscape, standing on the edge of a 1,600-foot cliff face. The sides of the mountains are just covered in thick forest. There's this river cutting through it at the bottom. It looks like silver, doesn't it, in the light? So if you're in northern Greece, you have to head to Vradeto, which is the village we're staying at. It's a really easy but beautiful half-an-hour walk, pretty level. You come out to this kind of natural balcony. There's obviously got a wall built around it as well, but you are like just in the rocks, just looking out at the most incredible landscape. It is jaw-dropping. Jaw-droppingly beautiful, isn't it?
Beautiful.
It is one of the most beautiful things that I think I've seen. After you, of course.
Oh, I was trying to think of a joke, but I couldn't. Just look at it all. What I think is like, I wonder what animals are just like roaming through here. And we've seen none of them.
We've seen none of them. Seen lots of poo, I don't know what it's from, lots of different types of poo. This region of the mountains is also famous for its Zagori doctors. Now these are doctors who are from the surrounding villages up here who specialise in herbal medicine. Now I guess because the villages are so remote and so cut off from like the rest of society, the people here had to use what was around them. Now these mountains are famous for having a lot of protected pharmaceutical plants. There's a lot of rare plants up here with a lot of like medicinal properties and stuff. So this one is called German Day. You can see it growing in little white clumps everywhere, and it treats apparently stomach issues and gut problems and things like that. So it's really cool to be walking through the same landscape that doctors have walked through for centuries, harvesting medicinal plants. I'm sleepy. So I think the plan today is we still want to stay in the mountains, but we do need to go and get some water. There's a couple of freshwater points we found on Park for Night which we're going to try out. and then we're just going to see where we end up, because we don't know if it's just raining because we're really high up, or whether it's going to be raining lower down. So we're just going to go for a little drive, aren't we, and just
a little explore, yeah.
Figure out what we're going to do today. So the water point is in this huge, like, old disused sports field. Do you think it's drinkable?
Well,
there's a lot of reviews on this on Park for Night, and no one says it's not drinkable, so I'm assuming that it is. We're not going to stay here tonight because there's zero signal, so we're going to move on, try and find somewhere to park up, and yeah, hopefully don't have bad stomachs for the next 3 days with that water.
yeah.
Okay, so this is where we're stopping for the night. Yeah. Just a little pull in on the road, these amazing rocks above us. Babe, I'm literally freezing. We are running out of food, and we've got some tempeh that's left over from France, which I'm going to do in some sort of curry stuff. But I just had a moment. I saw there's a number 212304, and I was like, holy shit. This runs out in April 2123. And just above it says 10th of September 2021. I can't believe I thought that was in date for like 100 years.
Here where we stayed last night is a very, very popular place for motorhomes, tour buses, and just people in general, because it has an amazing stone bridge, and it was built to cross over the river, which I think is a seasonal river. But let's go and have a look, and I'll show you how amazing it is. Wow. There you go, guys. Nice sunny day today. A couple of caves down here. But let's go and have a look at the sign and see exactly what this bridge is for. Chess is really good at reading all that stuff. I kind of just go and have a look and see what it is, and then forget to read it and have no idea what it is. So the bridges were built because of the number of rivers that were here, and people needed to get from village to village. They needed to travel their livestock. So in order to do so, they built these amazing arch bridges. Wow, and apparently in this area there are 46 developed villages hidden within the mountain range everywhere. So obviously we went up to the one yesterday, but also around here there are 45 of those little bridges. There you go, guys. See, who would know? I knew so much. It's on there, that's why. You're awake. Yeah, come on. Yeah, good girl.
Okay, so the plan today is to go to a hike along some of the rivers and to see some more of these amazing stone bridges. I am absolutely freezing. It's so cold today. I've not even got dressed. I still got my joggers on and my jumper on.
So we've left the mountain villages, and today we're going to go for a nice walk through the valley river.
River Valley.
River Valley.
Hopefully we'll get to see some more of the stone bridges that you saw with Ben this morning. They were built by the Zagori people of the villages to cross all of these gorges and rivers. They're hundreds of years old, they're absolutely beautiful, and most of them have never even been repaired. In fact, I don't think any have been repaired. They're just as they were hundreds of years ago, and so hopefully we'll get to see some of them. And yeah, just have a nice little stroll through the river valley today.
Yeah,
God,
that's a bit
out fast. This is gonna end in tears.
Come back.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Why don't you go on all fours? It's always easy going up, and then you realise you've got to get back down again.
What? Other way. What's really impressive, that down here in the forest along the riverbanks, we've got lynx, wolves, deer, tortoise. What else did they say they have? Frogs, fish, and beavers. We could, and snakes. Let's hope we don't see snakes. Or wolves. Or a lynx. But how amazing is that? How cool would it be if we saw one? But of some,
Well, knowing your luck with wildlife, it probably will.
I know, it'd be so cool if we saw something. So we've seen this everywhere. We've done some research. It turns out it's bear poo.
Yeah.
Don't know how fresh it is.
Not going to taste it.
Not going to taste it. Not going to test it. We did kind of think it was because it's like purple. It's got all the berries and everything, and the nuts and the bears here. Well, that's what they eat. They don't eat people. Thank God. Yeah.
But no, a bear is literally sat on this rock and pooed. So we just passed a guy whitewater rafting, and he said, "You see all the water here coming out of these rocks? It's an actual spring, so you can fill your water bottles up from it." But
yeah, so we can drink this, can't we?
it feels like tropical here. Oh, drop.
River's found a bone.
Is that a boat?
What the hell? Well, who the hell is that? We want to know.
What has got a bone? Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna go for it.
She's doing it, guys. She's doing it.
I swear it's like, I think the water temperature is meant to be 4 degrees all year
40
round.
degrees, 40 they
Four.
say.
All year round. Not enough. Oh.
Feeling strong, come on. And down. Yes, yes. Go, 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 go. Ah, how you feeling? You psyched up?
I just put my feet in and they went numb. And I had to come back out again. When we left today, it was so hot and I was like so up for getting in the water. And now it's clouded over and this water is freezing. I know, River, come on.
Come on, we've got every faith in you. You're a cold water swimmer extraordinaire. Well done, baby.
I know, it's freezing. Right, oh my god.
Well done, baby.
Oh, honestly, it feels so good when you get out. Like, I don't need a towel, my body's just like singing.
I'm very, very proud of you.
I'm just gutted we didn't bring the waterproof housing for the GoPro.
I know.
I could show you how clear it is under there. It's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Do you reckon that's a bear cave?
It wouldn't surprise me. I'm not going to find out though, that's for sure. But she got to the water's edge and then just froze and stared over there and then started barking. Started growling at something. River, okay, okay. Cool, what is it?
As you can see behind me is one of the stone bridges. They're absolutely beautiful. It's like covered in ivy. They're straight out of like a fairy tale. Okay, so we've just been walking at the start of the Vikos Gorge, and apparently this river is one of the cleanest in Europe, which does not surprise me. I was telling you how clear it was. And if you can see, just walking over the bridge now, the sides aren't very high, but it is just so beautifully made. Okay, so it's now the evening. We went for the river hike just over there. We were parked literally here. We're gonna stay here for a couple of days, get some video editing done. So I think we're gonna leave the video there for this week. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We've had such an amazing start to our travels in Greece. If you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe. We'll catch you guys next Sunday. Wanna say bye to everyone?
Nope. See you next week, guys. Oh, you alright? Okay, yeah, cool. Yep, no problems. Alright, love you, bye, bye. It was Chess that rang me. She's having a poo. So she said, don't come back yet. So I'm loitering. Hello. Ooh. Hello. Oh, hello.